Reset TV was happening, was happening. GA live and direct. Now, again, we're just doing a few test runs, new studio on the way. Right now, we just dipping and dabbing in the whole fiasco related to Diddy. And I just want to talk about a few things from a different angles. Firstly, it wouldn't be justice without talking about Slim Thug giving a different perspective on the entire matter of the raid that happened yesterday. And I think we should just check this out real quick.
Man. When shit go down, speak on that shit right then, or it's out of it. It should be null and void. You shouldn't even have no type of nothing. You shouldn't be able to do shit unless you must let the people know what happened immediately. It should be a time limit on this shit. What happened was you got around them stand up on love shit. This is what happened. I'm gonna tell you what always happened, right? You was with a billionaire with all this bread, all this time, and then you went.
For the record, we don't necessarily know exactly everything that happened with Cassie and Diddy, and that's what Slim Thug is talking about. He's revisiting why all of this is even happening, talking about Cassie coming out with her lawsuit, essentially seeming like being the chain reaction to the raid. Honestly, if you ask me, again, this is stemming back from Diddy with the quickness settling with Cassie. Now we're seeing the skeletons come out of the closet, allegedly. But Slim Thug is basically saying Cassie waited too long to complain. And not just Cassie, he's using her as a demonstration of sorts, saying that a lot of these so-called people that comes out many years later and allege some type of SA happening, he's saying it's not warranted, or rather it's not substantiated because you took so long and there should be a time limit. I'm not necessarily agreeing with him, but I will say there's always a part of me that's bothered by people coming out, right? Let's just say they had money and they stood by the side of somebody that committed SA. They didn't say much. Now, fast forward in the future, they're broke, they're going through things. And is the motive about getting justice, or is it more so about I'm broke, I need money, now let me push whether this thing happened or not? Now let me push it to the forefront because, hey, I could use a couple dollars. But let's let the man
Followed your heart to with a trainer. That motherfucking apartment got smiled in the bitch. That lifestyle fell off. Now it's struggle time. The love wearing off, and now you trying to come up with ways to figure out how to get paid. I'm not healed, and I can talk about it. I want to expose niggas in my books.
So now after the raids, you guys already knew Slim Thug is pissed off again. Not only does he feels like this is all a witch hunt against Diddy, but we should not be losing an bottom. If you guys think he has a point, push comments below.
I don't want to see they took.
Now, this is the portion of the video. Shout out the Chick Smooth, by the way. You just gotta give credit. Shout out the Chick Smooth for using his video. But this is the portion where Slim Thug calls out black folk, right? And we're gonna touch on that. He calls out black folk for their support watching a quote unquote, his words, a black billionaire succumb to the pressures of the law, cheerleading his downfall, etc., and that we look bad, and it's black people that are rooting him the most. But for the record, let me just throw this out, Slim. Let me throw this out. I'm pretty sure the majority of people that push the green light to raid that man home do not look like us, and I'm gonna leave it there. But let's move on.
Took Kanye down. We forgot about Kanye, and the good thing he able to do his own. Man, that's how I look at it, man. We losing another billionaire over allegations at this point. Still ain't no criminal charges. You know what I'm saying? We only got
allegations that has been going on 30 plus years. Don't sweep that under the rug, Slim Thug. I feel where you coming from. Trust me, I'm about my people, but let's not be delusional here. Let's never forget these are not allegations that popped up out of the blue. I just think Cassie was the tipping point. So, hey, you got to add that, Slim. Allegations that were for the better part of 30 plus years.
about 1 billionaire left, who Jay-Z, that's the only motherfucker left. Everybody else, let's take the person off of it and who that person is, right? Man, listen. If look at who is wishing this dude fail, you know what I'm saying? It's his own people. It's his own people cheering him, laughing, and Diddy did it and coming up with new slogans for him. It's his own people, man. Like, so take note of this.
I hate to stop, but we got to talk about this. I feel where Slim Thug is coming from, right? Avid fan of a Slim Thug, but when you say his own people, are you talking about us regular folks down here that we're his people because we're black? Because I would argue that we're not Diddy's people. I would argue that a lot of you guys, you black celebrities, especially in the music industry, because you guys are quote unquote whores for the dollar. You guys are worse than the actors and actresses. You guys are like the biggest. Yes, I'm raising my hand in the air for whatever goes down, whatever bad contract you sign. So in saying that, Slim, are you saying his own people in terms of that we look black or we're black? Or you're talking about his circles? Because Diddy is not in the circles I frequent. I'm tired of us lumping us all up together and saying his own people. I don't know Diddy personally, right? But if I had to be a betting man, if I was a betting man, Diddy wouldn't give a damn about what we go through down here. Now, that doesn't justify rooting for a man's downfall, but Slim, you're speaking off of your personal relationship with that man. Most of us only go off of what we hear, and it's not the right course to choose, right? To choose to get to know somebody based off of what the media says, the news, etc. But if you had to be a betting man, Diddy has nothing in common with us. We don't know what circles he runs with. We don't know, like, why is it always black people, right? Like, we have this hidden responsibility to rise above all the negativity that you're going through to now protect you. Now it's about the black people. I haven't seen any black movement from a Diddy unless you go back to 2004, 2003, the whole vote or die movement, which honestly was another ploy for the Democrats, because, you know, where our black celebrities are very good at being a front man for the Democrats. That's when he want to gather up all the troops, you know, the quote unquote black masses. Now Slim Thug is judging us, saying it's his own people rooting for his downfall. What we never touch is the possible actions of a Diddy that helps fast forward. Well, I can't say fast forward, because even if Diddy gets justice now, how long have we been hearing about these things? But the point is, any downfall of Diddy, again, if I'm a betting man, I would bet you majority of the odds would favor Diddy having a hand in his own downfall.
Man, you would think the motherfucker, he thought a year or two ago when we were popping Ciroc, he thought that we would ride or die for him, man. Like, he thought that the motherfucking world of hip hop would stay down and over, you know, especially without him having a case, like, especially.
Yeah, we're supposed to ride and die for liquor. You ninjas lost your damn mind, honestly. Diddy's going through it with Ciroc, and we're supposed to lose our minds and ride or die to help protest Ciroc for Diddy. I remember when they was boycotting Cristal. That was never the average black man's, you feel me, cup of tea anyways. Like, I never remember going out, you know, to any spot and somebody say, hey, let's get the Cristal. That was for you rich dudes, you rich black celebrities that chose to buy into the whole promotions of a Cristal. So when Jay-Z said it, it was supposed to be law, right? But that's not our cup of tea. That's in y'all circles. A lot of this stuff doesn't bother us. Like, for instance, we were put on onto Ciroc, right? Because we saw Diddy marketing it. Leave it to him. He owns it, but we didn't know about his hidden partners and all that stuff. So now fast forward about, I'll say 15 plus years, Ciroc is now something very in the minds of black folks, right? Like, when you hear Ciroc, you're not just only thinking, oh, Ciroc and Diddy, you're thinking, nah, that's a good lick. You feel me? But Diddy, of all people, we're supposed to, Slim Thug, according to you, when Diddy was boycotting Ciroc, we were supposed to what? Boycott it? I don't even think I know any black folks that still buy Ciroc anyways. But let's finish listening to the Slim Thug's tape.
Especially without him having a case, he would think, hey, man, they're going to ride me. I live for this hip-hop shit. I lived and died this shit. The hip-hop community is going to ride for my innocence. He would assume, I'm sure. Say if he did that, then whatever he get. But so far, I haven't seen no criminal charges. So out for that, I'm going to just sit back and hope for the best, you know? I don't want to see nobody go down, man. And for people to celebrate that, love that, want to see that, it's weird to me, man. So like, it made me want to stay in the house. And people you would never knew they existed want to see this man, whatever. If you,
all right, that's enough for that. I really think it's time to check out something else. Your boy Hassan Campbell starts going into details about this madness, and I personally want to talk about this because you Negroes have lost your minds. But let's conclude the whole take by Slim Thug. And this is how I feel about Slim Thug's take on Diddy and accusing of black people cheerleading his downfall. It's nothing new, number one, right? Black folks are your biggest cheerleaders of when you win and your biggest cheerleaders of when you fall. It's nothing new to hear Slim Thug come out and say, oh, black folks are cheerleading the downfall of the Diddy. I don't think it's that. Again, I think he's downplaying the understanding that these allegations attached to Diddy's name has been for about 30 years in the making. But he's saying, right, us as black people, we're not supporting Diddy. But Slim Thug, was you supporting the black artist, the former and current artist of a Diddy that came out publicly and wanted the support from you other black so-called celebrities? I didn't see y'all cheerleading to help these other black artists that were stolen from, given bad contracts, masters after used and drained, just now being given back. And because I think Diddy knew what time it was. Diddy knew his downfall was coming, so he gave them masters back. End of the day, a lot of these guys are about legacy. So he doesn't want it to be attached to his name that, oh, I did my artist so bad, none of them got their masters. He gave it back after he used it up. But Slim Thug, how convenient to talk about black people cheerleading the downfall of a Diddy. Mind you, I'm not clapping about whatever goes on with a Diddy. End of the day, we don't know any specifics. We only know what's out there in the air. Now, if you're a wise person, you must be careful about the articles you read and the big platforms. Like mine's is small, right? Even as a small content creator, I'm not going to give you guys shock and awe value just to get clicks and views. I'm going to still keep it real. You got to be careful with these media outlets, the social media world in general, about, getting information about anybody. I don't care if it's the average Joe, if it's a Diddy, you got to be careful. But let's stop playing this game like it wasn't people, right, with credibility coming at Diddy, right? I'm not just talking about, again, a regular broad down the street, some homeboy down the street. These are people that had credibility that came out about Diddy. That's the thing that a Slim Thug is sweeping under the rug. We don't want to talk about that though, right? It's always, look, I'm not going to act like a hypocrite. My channel is called Reset TV because this black community needs a damn reset. It's a lot of stuff we see the elders cheerlead that is pure destruction. And if you don't see it today, tomorrow you're going to be like, damn, I've been hearing for the longest people telling me, the black community is almost non-existent, right? But my problem with when you just attack the black community with no supporting, reasoning of why you're doing this. You're just doing it because it feels like the go-to move, right? Nah, bro, we're not playing this game. Diddy, for the longest, has had people come out with substantiated backgrounds, at least enough credibility to warrant our attention, at least. Not saying you should just blindly believe them, but enough people from the past has been saying crazy things about Diddy. Now, was all the things about these new latest charges? No. But just the effed up world this man lives in, whether it was about murder, whether it was about extortion, whatever that you heard about Diddy was always off the wall things. Now you got Slim Thug coming out here saying, oh, black people rooting for the demise of a Diddy. For the most part, I haven't really seen a lot of people, right, making fun of Diddy in terms of the rape. I've seen people make fun of his, zesty allegations. So now everybody's talking about pause should be termed as no Diddy now, right? That's as far as it goes. People just make fun of his so-called parties, whatever it is. Diddy calling brothers daddy. I don't know what grown man calls another grown man daddy. Diddy inviting ninjas out to shop for them. See, that's typical roasting fashion, but I haven't seen anybody, cheerlead the demise of a Diddy. So Slim Thug, there's a lot of causes that you should take up for. I would really hold my horses on running up out here talking about you got to defend Diddy. We can't cheerlead his downfall. Brother, ain't nobody cheerleading Diddy's downfall. Everybody is watching this unfold, and that's all that's happening. Like, it's always black celebrities talking about what the black community should do when situations like this unfold. But when Diddy was with his circles of riches, right, his weirdo affiliations, where is the black community then? And the man had the nerve to talk about our support in boycotting Ciroc. Number one, I drink socially, right, every now and then. I'm not your biggest drinker out here. But if I did choose to drink, I never think deeply about who owns this, who owns that. Because end of the day, you're taking part in something that's not beneficial to, number one, your community. It's not beneficial to your body, your health necessarily. We drink for whatever reason, but now we're supposed to take the cause of the black community to support the Diddy. But these dudes, the Slim Thugs of the world, you'll never hear them talk about the youngsters that are dying out here. You'll never see them put their Captain America team up Power Ranger power to come together and stop certain degenerate behavior in hip hop. The same hip hop they help promote it. But now we're supposed to form forces, come together, and protect the name of a Diddy. Why? Why? So I'm concluding it to that. I understand birds of a feather stick together. Maybe Diddy did some favors for you, Slim, and I get it. You probably loyal to the soil on that, so you're gonna look out for a Diddy. Maybe you still need favors from a Diddy, but I got no dog in the fight with you black celebrities. And if you guys are average Joes like me, and when I'm saying that is like we ain't celebrities, right? No matter if you want to be or not, if you're not a celebrity, you an average Joe like me, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I have no dog in the fight for these so-called black celebrities. Now show me what they have done positively for the community, and now you got my attention. But until then, you can't talk to me about, oh, all of our support should be automatic for these black celebrities. Why? Because Diddy was a big mogul in hip-hop. But do you know also all the bad stories that are attached to also his seat? While you have a success of a Diddy, right, being a great entrepreneur, and on face value, that should be big enough for you to be like, right, oh, look at our black champion, right? But of all the success Diddy has, you got to attach all the bad that comes with his name and his business dealings. Mind you, the majority of people that have come out and spoke against the man that is a Puff Daddy, a Diddy, a Puffy Combs, Sean Combs, whatever he keeps changing his name to, that individual right there, Sean Puff Daddy Combs, his name has been attached to black victims being used and misused by Diddy. These ain't white folks coming out talking about what Diddy has done. Yes, there's a sprinkle of a few over here, over there, but the majority of the people that speaks ill on a Diddy's name is other black people. Mind you, other black celebrities of notoriety that has told you guys for decades about the snake this man is. Now, I don't have no dog in the fight, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with reporting to the news, breaking down how we view it. Now, on the topic of how we view it, let's talk about how Hassan Campbell views this. I'm going to let Hassan speak for a little bit and jump right in and explain why I'm even reviewing a Hassan Campbell take on Diddy. Some of you guys are wired wrong. I don't know if you're playing a character, but some of this conspiracy theory mumbo jumbo does have validity at some turns, but for the most part, a lot of you guys, it's either you're on some mumbo jumbo stuff with shock value, or you really have some sick stuff going on upstairs. Let's play these.
Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Yeah. So, as we all been seeing, P. Diddy house was raided. But one of the things that caught my attention, outside of the fact that TMZ was there and allowed to go inside his house and film the inside of his house, showing the raid. And my first thought is something just.
Maybe it's just me. I hate this dude and his antics. I don't hate him, but just a little extra stuff. But I guess it's who he is. But yo, Hassan, bro, that stuff be annoying. Something, just. I guess you gotta like stand out from the crowd, right? So Hassan stands out from the crowd. He does his little antics, and it's good for the views. But bro, that shit corny, my ninja.
Ain't right. Something ain't right about that. But we're going to push that to the side for right now. We'll talk about that during my live. What they also found in P. Diddy's house was underground tunnels. When you think about underground tunnels, when you think about the elite, when you think about that community in Brooklyn that was building underground tunnels, when you think about the elite building underground tunnels, when you think about Epstein, my thought starts racing. Why do the elite have underground tunnels?
Maybe because they can and they have the resources to do so. Mind you, just intelligently, I don't see anything wrong with that. When certain emergencies happen, right? We're talking about the underground tunnels found in Diddy's home. A lot of elites have underground tunnels. Even some of your regular dudes with a great income, they create underground tunnels. And if you've ever been through the Midwest, there's a lot of underground tunnels there as well. Real quick. Back in 2009, 2010, 11, 12, and 13, those 5 years from 2009 to 2013, you had a spike in Black YouTube conspiracy theorists. And I'm only pointing this out because you got to understand, Hassan Campbell comes from that ilk. That ilk of Black conspiracy theorists was formed from the Black conscious community. Is there something wrong with having an outside thought on different perspectives? No, I don't think nothing is wrong with that. But here's my problem with conspiracy theories, and we've probably all dived here and there with certain theories. My problem is a theory, it's still a theory, it's unproven. So while there's nothing wrong talking about theories, specifically in this case of Diddy's home in the raid, there were tunnels to be found. If you can't prove anything, you got to be careful what you spitting out here in the air. And Hassan Campbell gives me somebody that be dropping some gems, right? But you got to take the good and the bad and evaluate it. And what I see is somebody that's either putting on a front for YouTube purposes because he knows, look, no matter how weirder the topic is, there's people out there that are interested in, understanding what he's conveying. So they're going to click, they're going to tap in, and they're going to check it out. But my problem with that is I've watched people lose their minds worrying about things they haven't proven yet. So this is the dangers with conspiracy theories. So let's fast forward to this right here, this topic we're talking about. Hassan's getting into the whole underground tunnel things with elites. Some people say it's for witchcraft. Some people say sex trafficking. Some people say it's for the end of the world event. But my problem with all of this, and as it will be moving forward, you got to prove it for me.
I'm just asking questions.
Shut up!
Because I want to jog your thoughts. Why do
I'm recording.
Let's come up with some answers together. Maybe y'all can give me some ideas to go along with your ideas inside the comment section of this video. I need y'all to interact in this video. I need for y'all to talk to me in the comment section, and I will be reading. I need to know why. Would P. Diddy have underground tunnels under his house? Did he have them built? Or was that design something that he paid for when he moved into that house? I don't know. I have so many questions that needs answers. What do he need underground tunnels for? Is he preparing for doomsday? Or is he trafficking something?
This is where I'm not going to spend too much time on this conversation. I'm really planning a bigger, better life, guys. Maybe even later tonight, maybe tomorrow. But I wanted to give you guys a taste of what happens when you do follow the rabbit hole. You know, things can get very tricky. And this is the best that I can tell y'all to conclude all of this. We're the little guys. If you're not in a position where power, right, can have you escape your everyday bill problems, your everyday trying to figure out what you're going to eat, take care of your family, trying to get through one day to the next, I adhere you guys to pay attention to being careful who you listen to on certain matters and how deep you go with it. And here again, this is why I'm saying it. I've seen some of the brightest people out here, very intellectual, especially during that era from 2009 to 2013, get so deep into the Black conscious community on social media, then spearheading this movement of conspiracy theories. And what happens is you forget to live. You forget to focus on the things you can control. Now, I don't know exactly the ins and out of what's going on with Diddy. End of the day, it's a fun topic to talk about, especially for someone like me. I'm 30 plus years old. I've witnessed a lot of things in terms of what I can control as far as information, right? I've seen this unfold where there was Diddy turning his back on Shine standing tall, taking 10 years. Diddy and J-Lo separating, Diddy and the whole Biggie fiasco, so on and so many people, Loon, Black Rob, so many people affiliated with a Diddy that never had a love affair that ended in, you know, holy matrimony. It all nearly everybody affiliated with Diddy and Bad Boy Records has been horror stories in the end. Such a great startup, right? Especially if you remember those days, man. Just checking out. I remember recording these songs on a cassette player, recording it on live radio, having to stop every time the DJ want to chime in and do his thing, you know, getting frustrated because I want to try to see if I could copy the whole song. But the point is, I remember these days. Diddy is very prevalent in my lifetime in terms of my love affair with music. But not one time I have ever told myself, this is going to allow it where it stresses me out. All I'm telling y'all, it's okay if we dive into these subjects, we talk about it, but don't be like the Slim Thugs of the world and think you're going to control people's feelings. Everything's so easily black and white for y'all, right? So maybe Black people have a more connection with a Diddy where you will make fun of him while supporting him. I don't know who supports him. I don't necessarily know who makes fun of him, but there's going to be a yin and a yang. To say, as the Slim Thug was saying, that we should come together and support Diddy versus cheerleading his downfall, right? I could understand you having felt some type of way watching people cheerlead a downfall of a Diddy because you probably have a private relationship with Diddy. But to say that we should support him, bro, how about I stay neutral and I watch the show? How about I share my thoughts on it, try to get other people's views and thoughts on it? I'm not going to be pressed about connecting the Black community and these so-called Black celebrities as the end all say all for us and our people. Something's wrong with you Negroes. I feel like when y'all get that check, you think it automatically quantifies you as our spokesman and spokesperson, etc., our leader. Nah, bro, we not doing that. We don't know what the hell y'all connected to, just like I don't know what my next door neighbor is connected to. Like, we got to cut this out. We're living in a day and age where there's going to be rumors of war, which is going on now. Division in the household. You're going to, I don't know if y'all could feel it. I can feel a lot in the air because I feel like I try my best to stay grounded, not just, stupidly humble, because you can be so humble to a point you're missing your own blessings. Nah, I'm very proactive in the things I talk about. And I'm just so in tune with what's going on that I can tell you a wise man knows he knows nothing at all. So every day is open to a learning day. But to hear a Slim Thug tell us, oh, it's such a shame we're rooting for the downfall of a Diddy, a Kanye. I don't know what circles they're in, my brother. I don't know what these Negroes got going on. Don't think I'm going to throw my hat in the ring and I barely can handle what I got in my own possessions in terms of what I control. That is a hard job in of itself. Now I got to worry about what these celebrities are going through. Right. Look, Hassan's talking about these underground tunnels, and we're going to conclude this. But guys like him, without me trying to disparage Hassan Campbell, mind you, he's very interesting, very entertaining. We could say whatever we want about him. He's very entertaining, but please leave it at the door of entertainment. I don't think you should take this on as something that's like substantiated, right? Like, oh man, Hassan talking about the underground tunnels. Oh, he mentioned doomsday. Like, come on, bro. These are fear tactics to keep y'all in line, man. There's a whole life to live out here. With all the darkness that we see happening around us, you can never forget that. That death is permanent, yo. Like, think about that. That death is permanent. Is that going to stop you from taking care of business the way you got to for yourself first, and then your family or whatever it is that you got that is your responsibility, that's your priority? So that's what today was about. The many angles people are taking this Diddy thing on, even Anton Daniels. I just saw him saying, oh, I was going back and forth with my life because I was supporting Diddy. Nah, bro, stay neutral. This is not like your next door neighbor who's an average Joe and he's going through things where he needs the support of the community. But all these black celebrities that literally turn their backs once they get that check, don't run to the community now, bro. Because a lot of things y'all do that y'all in trouble for, the community ain't got nothing to do with it. I've heard of some freaky stuff, but the stuff y'all part of, nah, bro. Unless you belong to a swingers club, I don't hear these things. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna end it with, man, protect your own neck, yo. Control the things that you can control. Don't be so gullible with these YouTube personalities, media corporations, into making you believe a narrative that we really don't know nothing about. It's just put in front of our face. For all we know, Diddy ain't do nothing but just be a weirdo. That's for all we know. But we're not gonna come here and join forces and act like Diddy is now this super black leader. Why? The same guy the Democrats used for vote or die movement back in 2004. These are talking heads, people. These are faces that you see are not even in control of their own lives. When they need to speak, they have a representative speak for them. You have no access to these people for us to listen to Slim Thug telling us this is when we come and support our brother. Why? Why should we support Diddy? The best thing he ever gave you was a broken down Bad Boy Records and some liquor. Because I don't even want to talk about Revolt TV and the things they promote, the agendas they push and shove down your throats. They have masters they answer to. So what independent anything has Diddy given to y'all? I'm going to leave it there. We'll definitely be checking in again. Mind you guys, this was just a practice run. I'm trying to play with this live thing. Y'all let me know how I did in the comment section. And I'm going to holler at y'all.